this moment must have been on the steps of the GPO when he read out the proclamation proclaiming the Irish Republic.
Irishmen and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations from which she receives her old tradition of nationhood, Ireland, through us, summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to ownership of Ireland and to unfettered control of Irish destinies, to be sovereign and indefeasible. The long usurpation of that right by a foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished, except by the destruction of the Irish people. In every generation, the Irish people have asserted their right to national freedom and sovereignty. 6 times during the last 300 years, they have asserted it to arms, standing on that fundamental right, and again asserting it to arms in the face of the world. We hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state. We pledge our lives and the lives of our comrades in arms to its freedom, to its welfare, and to its exaltation amongst the nations.
His greatness was recognised by everyone who knew him, even those who put him to death. Do you know what the judge said at his court-martial afterwards?
No, not word for word, Mrs. Fish. Tell me so I can tell the readers.
He said,
I have done one of the hardest tasks I have ever had to do. I have had to condemn to death one of the greatest characters I have ever come across. There must be something very wrong in the state of things that makes a man like that a rebel. I don't wonder that his pupils adore him.
I'm only supposed to do an article of about 1,000 words on your son project, Mrs. Pearse. So, I'll finish now with a final word from you, and I promise I'll try and make doing the piece justice.
1,000 words, 100,000 words won't ever tell the story of my son Padraig. But I hope that these few simple words from myself as mother will suffice to tell an important part of his story. Was for 1916 my son Padraig was born. He could feel it in his bones and he played his part to perfection. There is no shame in wanting to free your country from the hold of tyrants. Only joy, honour and ultimately death. You can kill the body but not the spirit, and the spirit of my son Padraig Pearse lives on in the hearts of men and women who desire to resist tyranny and live in the freedom that justice, equality and employment provide. For these are the foundation stones that deliver peace to the heart of any country. And the heart of any country is the people themselves.
Just one last thing, Mrs. Pearse. The poem, The Mother, that Padraig wrote for yourself. I was just wondering how you feel when you listen to it, or when you read it. Sorry.
Just coming in.
I keep it close to my heart. But there was another poem he wrote for me to my mother. And at daybreak, when the new day is dawning, I sometimes try to glimpse that moment. And I can sometimes hear Padraig whisper it to me. You didn't ask about my son Willie. Does Willie not deserve 1,000 words? Did he not live and die for the same cause that Padraig lived and died for? No matter. I hold both my sons in the safe place of a mother's heart.
To my mother. My gift to you hath been the gift of sorrow. My one return for your rich gifts to me. Your gift of life and love and pity. Your gift of sanity and faith. For who had such faith as yours since the old days? And what were my poor faith without your strong belief to found upon? For all these precious things my gift to you is sorrow. I have seen your dear face lying, your face soft to my touch, familiar to my hands and to my lips since I was little. I have seen how you have battled with your tears for me, and with proud, glad look, although your heart was breaking. Oh, mother, for you know me. You must have known when I was silent that some strange, deep thing within me kept me dumb, when I should shout my love. I have sobbed in secret for that reserve which yet I could not master. I would have brought royal gifts, and I have brought your sorrow and tears instead. And yet, it may be that I have brought you something else besides. The memory of my deed and of my name, a splendid thing that shall not pass away. When men speak of me in praise or in dispraise, you will not heed, but treasure your own memory of your firstborn son.
I was down the glen one Easter morn to a city fair rode I. There are many lines of marching men in squadrons passing by. No pipe did hum, no battle drum did sound its loud tattoo. But the Angelus bell and the Libby bell rang out in the foggy dew.
Don't worry.